Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Following the approval of the municipal budget, 2017 will be a busy year for the city of Swift Current as it embarks on a number of key capital projects. This 9 by 11-foot mural was recently unveiled in the lobby of Great Plains College during a special reception. The Reeser Ranch, located in the Cypress Hills, is in the process of being recognized as a provincial heritage property. Thanks for joining us here today. Tackling aging infrastructure will be a key focus for the city of Swift Current this year. We have more in today's top story. Following the approval of the municipal budget, 2017 will be a busy year for the city of Swift Current as it embarks on a number of key capital projects, totaling over $26.5 million. Aging infrastructure, public safety, and environmental regulations are at the forefront of the projects, which is the case at the East Landfill.
In order to extend our landfill as well as do the proper compaction, we need to get a compactor in. We've been just doing it with basically a dozer for now, and it doesn't provide what we need. So that's the first thing. Second of all, the side sloping on the edges is not at the right grade, so it's a little too steep. So we require to get that a little less steep to ensure that we don't have any slumps or any slides that would expose some of the existing material that's in there. So that is going to be a 10-year project that we're going to do a bit each year. We need to do a little better job of containing our runoff water there. So we have an existing drainage ditch to contain the runoff. It needs to be reshaped.
Meanwhile, projects affecting motorists this year will include the reinstallation of traffic lights at the intersection of Central Avenue and the North Service Road.
We reconfigured the intersection of Central Avenue and the North Service Road, Robert Street, last year, and we looked at it in conjunction with our consultant. We thought the traffic structures would suffice and we could make them work. Unfortunately, in practice, we haven't seen that. We've seen confusion by the drivers in terms of where they're looking to get their signal from. It's just turned out that we can't modify those existing structures, so we're going to have to replace them to get some longer arms on them, so that we can get the lights and the lane designation signs in the right places. We'll be taking those existing structures and repurposing them somewhere. It's not like we're throwing them all away.
A detailed outline of the intended capital projects for 2017 are all within the municipal budget for the city of Swift Current and available online. For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News. A former GPC student is giving something back to the community in the form of her artwork. A GPC alumna has come full circle. After receiving her early years of post-secondary education at Great Plains College in Swift Current and receiving her fine arts degree from the University of Regina, artist Helen Phillipi is giving something back to the local campus. This 9 by 11-foot mural was recently unveiled in the lobby of Great Plains College during a special reception. Through the use of over 2,000 photos and over 600 hours of labor, Celebratory Constructions was created following her extensive travels through Europe.
We did a lot of walking in Paris and in Amsterdam and Rome, and then going and seeing the ruins at Pompeii. what the Romans were doing, historically years ago. So bits and pieces of this work has some of the images that I recall in my mind, or it's the images of pictures that I took. They're not exactly the same because this is not to be a realist piece of art. It's a more of a modern piece of art, more contemporary.
And the striking mural comes to life through the combined use of oil paint and other mediums, giving it an overall varied texture.
These raised pieces are hand-built clay, which is put through kiln and fired and glazed. One of the things that was really, really challenging was to get the paints to coordinate in the right, because when you put a piece of ceramic in a kiln, there's so many factors that decide how it's going to turn out.
A completed piece of work which Phillipi is not only proud of, but wanted to share with others on a broader scale, with the hopes of inspiring others to pursue their dreams.
It had to have a greater purpose. So when I approached Great Plains, they had this new section built onto the school, and I got thinking, there's not enough art in schools. There's not enough inspiration like that. I think I'm going to go talk to them about it. Well, they were just ecstatic and excited about this whole idea, and they went to work and put it together.
And now, as Helen Phillipi's work adorns the lobby at Great Plains College, officials hope this will set a trend for celebrating the achievements of future alumni and further shining the spotlight on the campus in general.
Because we want to make sure that we feature this, and we want to make sure that people in the community know what graduates of Great Plains College are moving on to. I think that's important for us.
Helen Phillipi resides in Cabery and works out of her home studio, with a number of commissioned pieces now in the works. Market Square is a summer tradition in downtown Swift Current. And organizers are now searching for entertainers, food vendors, and artisans to be part of the excitement for the upcoming season. Contact Marlene today at 750-7888 and spend your Saturdays in downtown Swift Current this summer. Market Square, proudly presented by the City of Swift Current, Standard Motors, Innovation Credit Union, and Southwest TV News. A familiar destination in southwest Saskatchewan will soon be known as a heritage property. We have more in this report. Saskatchewan is steeped in rich history, and each year the province partners with the Saskatchewan Heritage Foundation and Heritage Saskatchewan for Heritage Week. A time to celebrate and create awareness of our province's unique history. A moment of reflection, which should be in the spotlight on a regular basis for all to embrace.
I think a lot of people think about heritage as being nothing more than the local museum, but really heritage is everywhere around us. And if you look at the model of living heritage, it's basically how we as communities and individuals live our lives and how we're products of our past. So living heritage or heritage can be arts and crafts, it can be stories, it can be traditions, it can be festivals, it can be cultural activity. It's not just heritage buildings or museums.
One key point for 2017 is the fact that the Razor Ranch located in the Cypress Hills is in the process of being recognized as a provincial heritage property.
The house and the barn and the outbuildings being original to the site from the turn of the last century. The ranching and ranches in Saskatchewan have never been formally designated at the provincial level. And I think that's great now that there will be a ranch that will be representative of ranching in Saskatchewan when it comes to the designation realm anyway. Because often what designation bodies will do is attempt to select representative examples of type, and so this will be our first representative example of the ranching heritage in the province of Saskatchewan.
A recognition which will further bring to light that heritage properties can still be vibrant entities in the community and not just a memory of days gone by.
Most national historic sites or provincial historic sites or even municipal historic sites are privately owned, and those facilities often still function as residences or as commercial buildings or businesses. And I think that's the important thing about heritage. Again, heritage isn't something that's static, it's something that is around and with us every day. The best way to preserve heritage is to continue it in tradition and then also continue it in use. If a building is to survive, the best way it's going to survive is if it has a viable continuing use within the community.
More information on Heritage Week in Saskatchewan and Provincial Heritage Property Designation can all be found online. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.